साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ नमामि गौडपादञ्च शङ्करं श्रीसुरेश्वरं स्वामिनं सच्चिदानन्दमिन्द्रं तं ज्ञानरूपिणे। ॐ नारायण नारायण। ಆಯಿತು. Now we have to Sugama today. Okay. In Sugama, all pramanas are due to Adhyasa. Now that the topic that is going on is that there is a Adhyasa instinctively in every one of us. So natural, instinctively there is Adhyasa in our life. And to prove this, he is showing if there were no Adhyasa, and that Adhyasa, presupposing Adhyasa is pramana prameya vyavahara, an individuality in oneself, and also pramanadi vyavahara. All this is continuing. I think I should think seriously for a permanent solution to this problem. This room is not at all suited for my class. I am in the street only. Anyway, I'll think of it. A permanent solution to this. Appa. 11 to 12 is the time of noise, specially reserved for noise. Okay? After 12, there won't be any noise. Before 11, there will not be much. And this is the time. And we have class only during their time. Appa. It has become a marketplace, playground, everything. Not only that, every nonsense. We have to change. Anyway, today I'll somehow say something. I don't know what I say. If I say something contradictory, doesn't matter. Then that is the only thing I can do. I just say whatever comes to my mind, in spite of disturbance. Pramatrutvam, pramana vyavahara means it is not pramanas alone. See, pramana vyavahara mornings doesn't suit. People say mornings doesn't suit. Afternoon, everything is tight. I have got other classes. I have got other 1, 2, 3, 4 classes other than this. So all other timings are fixed. I think I'll shift either to temple. Temple nalliyu there is some disturbance. Darshanakki people come. ದರ್ಶನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೇನೋ ಎಂದು ಆ ರಾಮ ಮಂದಿರದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರೆ. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದರೆ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಸಿಸಮ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಶ್ರಮ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡರೂ ದೇ ಮೇಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿ ಫಾರ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಬುಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ there is no single classroom for the whole ashram. So many rooms you built, but there is no classroom. And we say it is a Shankara Vedanta, it is only Adhyayana, only Vedanta. But we have no classroom. If there is no classroom, then how can you have Shankara Vedanta? On the street, in the noisy place, when people are shouting, screaming right in your ears, that Soppo and somebody scream, and you see the children screaming and the woman talking, everything here. They play badminton, they shout, and vehicles come here alone. They park vehicles here, they ring the phone, and then guy and girlfriend talk here alone, right on the wall here alone. I think as if they are sitting by my side. Illi pakkake by my side, as if. I think we'll shift to another place. Let me see. Let me plan within these things. Can I change to another place? Anyway, now it has become little less now. I think it's better now. I think in 5 minutes, somewhat better. Let us hope this silence will continue. Okay. Okay. Now it is good. It's gone down. Matte again start. It's a parking place. Everything place. Not only thing. I think everything on the Holy Narsapura is here alone. The market will be so silent. Only my room will be noisy. I think it is there in my prarabdha. In Hyderabad, we had an ashram 8 kilometers away. 8 kilometers away from the city, where the city ends. Only there are open places, trees, and acres of kilometers of open place. 8 kilometers away from it, we had built an ashram. And after we built an ashram, a college came. An engineering college is a rural area college. And that college has a corner. In that corner, they put a canteen. The canteen comes exactly right in front of the ashram. And the canteen is a blaring loudspeaker. The college boys come and shout and scream only in that room. The entire college is silent. Only this canteen. And the canteen falls exactly in front of the ashram. We thought it is a silence. 8 kilometers away from the city, the roads are silent. You come to the road, it is silent. Pin drop silence on the road. But ashram is terribly noisy, more noisy than the Hyderabad city. I just left. I left the ashram. There is nothing can be done. So, I think it is in my prarabdha. Wherever I go, noise alone follows me. Okay. So, Pramana Vyavahara means, Pramana Vyavahara doesn't mean simply Pramanas alone. It means Pramatru, Pramana, Prameya. All these three put together is Pramana Vyavahara. Okay? Pramatru, Pramana, Prameya. All these three put together is called Pramana Vyavahara. So this Pramana Vyavahara presupposes Adhyasa. That means you being a Pramatru presupposes Adhyasa. Using perception and inference, that is mind and sense organs. Mind and sense organs and mind. Using this sense organs and mind in the form of perception and inference, that is Pramana, that is also within Adhyasa. Then the Prameya objects that you see, they are also Adhyasta. So Pramana Vyavahara means Pramatru, Pramana, Prameya, all the three put together is Adhyasa. Adhyasa, that Sarva Vyavahara is due to Adhyasa. We are not trying to prove logically. Logically proving means we take certain pieces of information, certain pieces of experience, trying to connect all these data. You compile certain data, connect all these data in a systematic way, try to derive a conclusion, a concept based upon this thing. So therefore, We are not logically arriving at that there is Adhyasa, there must be Adhyasa, there could be Adhyasa, there is every possibility, there is a probability. It is not like that. We are not trying to prove logically the possibility of Adhyasa or the necessity of Adhyasa. It is only pointing out there is Adhyasa, that's all. Therefore, even though we are using logic, all this logic is only to help you to observe, see what all experiences you have. How you find yourself to be pramatru only under Adhyasa. You have got only two experiences. One is a pramatrutva experience, another is a freedom from pramatrutvam, like in deep sleep. In deep sleep, you are free from Adhyasa. In waking and dream, you are pramatru. You are pramata. In waking and dream, you are pramata. In deep sleep, there is no pramatrutvam. Therefore, so you see, only based upon these experiences, we are only watching and trying to understand by connecting these two experiences. You find pramatrutvam only when you take up mind as yourself. What is the difference between waking dream state on one side, on one hand, and deep sleep and on the other hand? Waking and dream state on one hand, that means how do you exist in your waking and dream state in contrast with your presence in deep sleep. In deep sleep, you have not taken of anything upon yourself. You are just yourself, the bare yourself. So, whereas in waking and dream, you are you not as yourself. You are you not as yourself, but you are in a different posture of you. You are in a different thing. Different means something unusual to you, unnatural to you, something more added to you. This something additional than your natural self this is what we are calling Adhyasa. So here we want to say that this something additional is purely due to Adhyasa. It is not your natural. That's what I'd say. That Deha, Indriya, mind, sense organs, Pramatrutvam, all these things, though you find instinctively, it is instinctively because here two things we have to understand. Adhyasa is not made up. You have not made it. With your will, you have not, with your will means by consciously, by your conscious effort, conscious attempt, you have not made it up. You have not consciously made it up. You have not picked it up. You have not entertaining it. You find yourself in it. That's all. Adhyasa it is so instinctive. At the same time, it is not in your Swarupa. In deep sleep, you are free from Adhyasa because effortlessly you are free from it. Even in waking and dream state, it is effortlessly, still it is unnatural. It is instinctive but unnatural. See, instinctive but against your real nature. It is instinctive but not in your real nature. It is natural but not real nature. I don't know how to express in English, is very difficult. Swabhava but not Swarupa. It is Swabhavika but not Swarupa. See, it is Swabhavika because we have not consciously made ourselves to be an individual. Have you consciously made yourself to be individual? In fact, as an individual, you do anything good or bad. Punya, Papa, good and bad and all. Anything you do consciously, anything do you consciously, being an individual, you do something. You think good and bad. You speak good and bad. You do good and bad with your sense organs and body. But you being an individual is not your choice. You have not made a choice to be an individual. This is a good point. We have not chosen ourselves to become an individual. That I am the body is an experience I find myself with. I have not chosen to become a body. I have not chosen to become pramatu. I have not chosen to become karta. I have not chosen to become bhokta. Karta, bhokta, pramata is not something which I have chosen, but I find myself with it. Neither I have chosen to become it, nor I have got a choice to get rid of it. Oh, see, it's a very interesting thing. You have not chosen to become an individual, nor you can get rid of your individuality by your attempt. Note this. This is most important in Vedanta. Just for lack of it, whole great scholars have missed the point. I tell you, many people have done this mistake. Biggest mistake. Anybody does it, we also do it. It's only Shankara's Anugraha, we got it. Otherwise, even I would not get it. It is only Shankara's Anugraha. It is he alone helped us to understand. You have not consciously chosen to become an individual, nor you have a choice to withdraw your individuality, erase your individuality. You have no choice. Choice means by your will, by your attempt, by your effort, you cannot get rid of your individuality. You cannot cease to be an individual. As an individual, you stand related to the world. Once you are an individual, when you see that you are an individual, you are automatically find yourself being related to the world. As an individual, being individual is choiceless. As an individual, being related to world is equally choiceless. Can you remain an individual and still remain unrelated to the world? Can you remain an individual and yet unrelated to the world? Related to unrelated means not being part of the world. As an individual, you are part of the world. You and the world is one block. So I have not chosen myself to be individual. As an individual, you may do some punya karma. So you may change certain situations, you may change the body, you may get into different circumstances, good and better, you will have a better relationship, better money, better status, punya if you commit, papa if you commit something else, but you have no choice whether to do karma or not. Some or other karma becomes inevitable. Once you are a jiva, karma becomes, jiva means individual. Once you are a jiva, karma becomes inevitable. Some or other karma becomes choiceless. You have to do some or other karma. So karma is choosing between two things. But choosing something or other is inevitable. Some choice you must make. If you don't make any choice, that itself becomes a choice. I don't want to choose, that is a choice. I don't want to vote, you have already voted. For not voting, you have voted for. See, you know this point? You watch this point. You have to choose. You have to vote for somebody. There are 4 or 5 people. You have to vote for any one of them. If you don't go to the polling booth, that itself is your choice that you have chosen not to vote. Itself is another choice. See, therefore, at every moment, whatever you do is a choice. Therefore, karma, whatever you do is a karma. And in doing or not doing, we have no choice. You are forced to do, you are helpless. Doing happens. Okay? Choosing is inevitable. Being karta is inevitable. Therefore, karta, bhokta, pramata is what you find yourself with it. This is what the speciality of Advaita. Shankaracharya told that by karma, you can't get rid of your individuality. You can't get rid of your jivatvam by doing some karma. By your will, by your prayatna, by your effort, you can't get rid of your individuality. Because as an individual, you do something. But being an individual, you have no choice. It doesn't depend upon your will whether I should remain an individual or not. Being an individual is not a matter of your choice. Therefore, removing your individuality is also not a matter of your choice. This is what Shankaracharya says, no moksha by karma. Karma cannot remove your samsara. Means karma cannot remove yourself being a karta, yourself being a jiva. You being a jiva is not brought by karma, cannot be removed by karma. Therefore, karma is not a sadhanam for moksha. People, I tell you, scholars, oh, Shankara is against karma, Shankara wants sannyasa, is anti-life, Shankara, as if Shankara's personal choice that he wants everybody to take sannyasa and nobody wants to work, as if Shankara advocating people that not to work anybody. These are all these people, prophets are there, what you say that the founders of religion, founders of sampradayas, they make their own ideas. They think Shankaracharya has founded another religion, another Siddhanta. See, it is they people founded the religions. It is they people founded sampradayas. It is they people founded their own thing. Shankara has not founded anything. Nobody can, regarding truth, nobody can found a truth. You can only discover. You can't start a truth. Just as that you see something, your eyes are seeing and ears are hearing. Does anybody choose? Do you say that if I am seeing it, do you say I have discovered eyes? Everybody has eyes. I have discovered my ears. Everybody has ears. Nobody is discovering. You find yourself with your ears hearing. Ears happen to hear and you happen to have ears. You happen to have eyes which are capable of seeing. It is only, you only see, find yourself in it. Nobody is creating here. Therefore, Shankara is only observed. With the help of Upanishads, he discovered. His guru taught him. Shankara got a tradition. His guru taught him the Upanishadic Vedanta. He learnt, he understood, and he is helping others to understand. That's all Shankaracharya is. That's all we all do. We all, Shankara tradition, following Shankara tradition, we are all doing the same thing. Navu, Neevu, we and you, we are all doing the same thing. Therefore, Shankaracharya told that being Jiva, being Karta, is not a matter of choice. Then what you can do is, you can pay attention to your deeper level of you. But in you, there is another level in you, a deeper level of you, your real nature. At that level, your individuality is already not existing. See, individuality is not choiceless. As long as you are in waker and a dreamer, you remain an individual, you have no choice. If once you wake up from the dream, once you give up the waking, giving up the waking is not a matter of your choice. Giving up the dream is not a matter of your choice. In deep sleep, again, you being not an individual is choiceless. It is a fact that you are free from individuality, that you are free from jivahood. You are not a jiva in your deep sleep. You are Brahman. This is a choiceless fact. You only have to pay your attention and come to discover. You can only discover. You can't choose to be a jiva or Brahman. It is not a matter of your choice. That you are Brahman is a fact at one level. It is a universal fact. It is a really real fact. Therefore, we say that I am an individual is an instinctive. I have not chosen, but I find myself in it. It's instinctive. Then what can be done for these things? Is there no liberation from individuality? Is there no liberation from jivahood? There is. How? You can only say why. You can't say why. You can say how. I can show you. Upanishad taught me. I learned Upanishad and I shall also teach you. You also can learn. It is a universal fact. In your anubhava, in your experience, there is another level in you. That is your real you. At that level, you are already free from individual. That's all. I can't create a Brahmatvam. I can't remove Jivatvam. Nor you can remove, nor I can remove. Nobody can remove. You can only discover that you have another level in you where you are not Jiva. That's all. It is an existing fact. You only have to turn your attention and come to discover that you are already free from jivahood. Therefore, Shankaracharya told, Jnanam alone can liberate, not karma. Karma is using your will and doing something, making something, changing something by no amount of doing, no amount of doing, changing, no amount of effort can remove your individuality, your jivatvam. No amount of effort can remove your jivatvam. You only have to turn your attention to another level in you, which is a universal fact, changeless fact, self-existing fact, where you are already free from jivatvam. You only have to turn your attention. What am I doing then? What is Vedantic teaching doing? Whatever any Vedantic guru does, he is not advising you do that, do this thing, sit here, go here and do all those things. With that karma, there are many other gurus keep on advising you to do this thing, do that thing, and do this thing and do that thing. Because there are karma shastras. They are all karma gurus who teach you to do that thing and do this thing. Or don't do something other. We advise you neither to do something nor to abide something. We only say your doing and not doing is your individuality. But you have you have a real nature in you where you are already free from your jivatvam. I only help you to turn your attention to your inner anubhava, where you are already free from jiva, you are already brahmatvam. Okay, all this Vedantic teaching, that is Jnana Yoga. In Vedanta, there are two. One is Karma Yoga, another is Jnana Yoga. So, Jnana Yoga is Swarupam. That's why we say self-enquiry. Self-enquiry, you observe. Shastra helps you to how to observe, what steps to observe. Step by step, step by step. It shows you how to observe. Pay attention. Pay attention. The more you pay attention, more you come to discover. In the discovery, you happen to see that you are not Jiva, you are already Brahman. That's what Vedanta is. All Vedanta boils down to this much and nothing more and nothing less. Okay? It is just a discovery of yourself as an existing, self-existing Brahman which is beyond your choice. It is timeless. Okay? It is free from mind. And in that thing, you are already free. You are not going to be liberated. You are liberation. You are not going to be liberated. You are not going to be liberated. You are liberation. Your very nature is liberation. Your Atma Swarupa is moksha. Means Atma is ever free from Jivahood. Jiva is related to cause and effect. He lives in cause and moves into effect. Each step becomes cause for the next step. Each step is a product of previous karma. Each moment, every moment you are in this cause and effect relationship. Every moment we have come to this moment from the previous state. Our previous state is karma, the present state is karma phala. The present state is karma and the future state is karma phala. So therefore we are living in the sequence of past, present and future, which is cause and effect. As a jiva, you are inevitably in this realm of cause and effect relationship. You have no choice because this is how you are. Wherever you are in a condition which is a result of your past. And what you do now, good or bad, big or small, okay, good and bad, big or small, seriously or lightly, casually or seriously. Lightly means casually or seriously, good or bad, big or small, whatever you do now, that will result you into the next moment or next experience, next condition. So this is inevitable. As an individual, you are already part of a sequence of cause and effect. You are already within the realm of cause and effect as a jiva, as an individual. And Shastra is trying to prove that the sense of individuality is a false notion. It is a misunderstanding. It is not a reality. Though it is choiceless, it is instinctive, yet it is a false idea. It is a wrong idea. Correct your misunderstanding, you are free. You are already mukta, you are already free. This is what is Vedanta. If this is missed, you talk anything. That's not Vedanta, I tell you. This alone is Vedanta. The crux of Vedanta, the central idea of Vedanta, the core of Vedanta. Just a minute. So I find now all that I do is I have got an effort to make. I make an effort. I have got sense organs. I have got two things are there. I have got a jnana. I have got a karma. Karma is you choose, do some action with your will. Second is jnana. Jnana means you just pay attention and discover. You pay attention and discover. So Karma cannot liberate you because karma puts you in the realm of cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. You will be in the flow of cause and effect. No freedom. No freedom from individuality. Okay. Jnanam, the jnanam which we have as a common man, as a human being is that perception you have. Perception, you are a pramata, use your sense organs and see certain given objects lying in the world within time and space. Certain objects you can see within time and space, and this perception that you use as a pramana keeps you within the realm of subject-object relationship. So perception gives you some knowledge but doesn't liberate you from this relationship of subject-object. Perception produces some knowledge, but it doesn't liberate you from the relationship of subject-object. You being an individual, being related to world. This relationship of jivahood, this condition of jivahood, your perception cannot liberate, though perception produces knowledge. Some kind of knowledge, that knowledge is not enough. That knowledge is not capable of liberating you from your very jivahood. Inference also works within this condition alone. Inference also works within this condition of relationship, and it is not capable of liberating you from your individuality, you being an individual, as an individual being relating to the world. The experiences of pain and pleasure and on and off, coming and going pain and pleasure, a series of pain and pleasure, experiences of pain and pleasure, coming and going and coming and going. This series of pain and pleasure, series of happiness and sorrows, these experiences come and go. They come and go, retaining you as an individual. Retaining you individual, sukha dukkha come, the heavenly pleasure, the Swarga Sukha and Naraka Dukkha, and Manushaloka Sukha Dukkha. All these things come and go by keeping you within the jivahood, not helping you to drop your jivahood, drop your individuality. No experience on the earth can remove you, because all the experiences occur to the individual. See, two things are there. All the experiences occur to the individual. It is the individual that undergoes experiences. That means individuality has to be retained for experiences, whether heavenly pleasure or Vaikuntha Sukha. Whether heavenly happiness or Vaikuntha happiness, you have to remain an individual. You talk to your Vaishnavas, Advaitins, Vishishtadvaitins, Nimbarka, Vallabha, and so on. They all say, you remain an individual, you be a jiva and go to Vaikuntha. You have to be jiva, you must be jiva in order to be able to go to Vaikuntha. You may be more reformed jiva, more improved jiva, more little more soft, gentle, purer, very humble jiva. But you must be jiva to be able to go to Vaikuntha. Even in Vaikuntha, your jivatvam cannot leave you. You remain an individual being related to the world. Subject-object relationship remains. Of course, the condition in Vaikuntha is slightly better. Your mind is improved. Your mind is a little purer compared to the Bhuloka, compared to Swargaloka. You will have a little better life, but still the relationship of subject-object continues. No way of escape. There is a little bit of suffering. Even in Vaikuntha, there will be a small degree of suffering, a small degree of dissatisfaction, a small degree of all that problems will remain. They also admit, those who talk of heaven, those who talk of Vaikuntha, they also openly admit there is a great joy. If you question them particularly, they will also admit that there is an element of little sorrow. That's all. A small one drop spoils everything. One drop spoils everything. Therefore, retaining any experience, any karma, any meditation, any perception, or all your intellectual processes. Processes means functioning. The process of, in fact, it is not a process, but I don't know what to say that. Okay, let us say perception, the inference, all your intellectual functions, let us say. All intellectual perceptions, intellectual functions, thoughts, experiences, all these things happen to an individual. Individual, you are related to the world. You will be going to another circumstance of the world. You will be in another condition as a jiva. But jiva and the world, subject-object duality will not go away. Then what to do? That's what Shankaracharya says. No karma can help you. Jnanam alone can liberate you. Then jnanam means what? How can you gain that jnanam? You have got certain instruments for gaining jnanam. Certain pramanas you have. Certain means of knowledge, certain instruments of knowledge, or certain pramana, whatever you call it, means the same. Pratyaksha, perception is one. Inference is another. Yogic perception is another. Yogic perception, bhakta's perception, upasaka's perception, they have got a alaukika pratyaksha. They have got yogic visions, bhakta's visions. They are a purer state of mind, but still you remain an individual jiva. With a purest state of mind, you come to have visions of your Rama, Krishna, Shiva, yogic vision, all those things you will get. But still you remain an individual, the subject-object duality continues. Therefore, neither sense perception nor mental perception, mental means certain mental experiences like emotions, pain and pleasure, they are experiences of mind. That means a normal mental experiences or special yogic mental experiences, both are experiences of mind alone. There is no way that you can escape these things. Therefore, Vedanta says there is another way, another level of looking. And Vedanta only points out, look at it there, all this is Adhyasa. Adhyasa means all this is not really you, but you find yourself having taken it up upon yourself. You have put it upon yourself wrongly, which is not your true nature. Wrongly means what? It is not your true nature. In your true nature, you are not the body. You are not the sense organs and you don't have the perception. You are not the mind and you don't have the relation with your emotions. You have no identification with your emotions. That means you are not subjected to pain and pleasure. You are not subjected to raga, dvesha, depression and elation, harsha, vishada. You are not subjected to the fluctuations of the mind and its experiences. You are not subjected to the fluctuations of the perception. In the perception, you see through your eyes, through your ears, and etc. All these experiences, only when you identify with your sense organs, you come to have these experiences. You are attached to those experiences. You get connected to the perceived experiences. Perceived objects. You get connected to the perceived objects. You come to be a perceiver, a part of a perception. You come to be a perceiver who is a part of perception. You come to be a thinker who is a part of a thought. A thinker is identified with the thought. He is a part of a thought. He is related to thought. He can't extricate himself from the thought because the thinker is part of a thought. Inevitably connected to the thought. Or you can say thinker is one aspect, thought is another aspect. Because thinker is a thinker only when he is related to thought. Unrelated to thought, you become a sakshi. There is no more thought. Like in deep sleep, you are unrelated to thought. You see the whole wakeful consciousness. The waking consciousness is not related to thought, so therefore the consciousness is independent. Independent of any relationship. Independent means what? Non-relational consciousness. There is a relative consciousness. Another is a non-relational, a self-existing consciousness. Consciousness not related to something, a non-relational, a self-existing. This is, you discover consciousness which is non-relational, which is self-existing. So all Vedanta is only pointing out and you pay attention to it. You come to discover the consciousness which is non-relational. The relation is Adhyasa. You being a knower and the world is known. You being a thinker got stuck with the thought. Thought means mind. You are an individual, part of a mind. See, thinker, thought are individual and mind, both mean the same. Individual is a part of a mind, is related to mind. Without mind, there is no individuality. Individuality or jivahood. Jiva is a jiva only when is connected to mind, is a part of a mind, is identified with the mind. The same thing I am putting in other words, thinker is jiva. Thinker and experiencer. Thinker and experiencer is a part of a thinking, part of a thought, is identified with the thought, related to the thought. When you give up the thought, then you are no more a thinker, you are no more a jiva. You are consciousness. You are sakshi, that is Brahman. Okay. Now, in normal person, you always find to be an individual, being connected to mind, being a part of the mind, being related to the mind. Identify with the mind. Then I am an individual. As an individual, you have got a choice to do certain work, certain thoughts, certain ideas, certain feelings. That's all you have got. You move within that world of thoughts, feelings, experiences, and changes. That is karma. Changes is karma, relationship is a knowledge, and experiences are bhokta. Karta, bhokta, jnata. Okay, you are within this. You are within this. There is no way that you can be free. Therefore, Adhyasa Bhashya, Vedanta is telling you that this is Adhyasa. Adhyasam puraskritya sarve pramana prameya vyavahara. All the pramatru vyavahara comes to be seen, comes to our experience only under Adhyasa. Adhyasa, a misunderstanding, wrongly taking something else as me and myself as something else. Taking myself, my real self, as something which is not me, and that something not me as real myself. Okay, this is called Atmanatmanor Itaretara Adhyasa. Taking my real me as something which is not me, and something not me as something me, taking that something not me as myself. So in this condition, and this taking, this mistaking, wrongly taking as something else is not your choice. Note it. Taking something as myself or myself as something, this mistaking, though it is a verb in English, mistaking is a verb, but in the experience you are not doing it. It is not an action on your part. It is not an effort. You are not choosing. You are not using a will to mistake. Mistake is not a matter of choice. That's why even in worldly mistakes, nobody can take the worldly examples of mistake. Wherever you are under mistake, in English they say, sorry, I have committed a mistake. See, mistake is something nobody can commit. It is not a conscious effort. Consciously, willfully, nobody can commit a mistake. Mistake happens, or in better, mistake happens, not it is committed. But even happens is not right expression. You find yourself under the mistake, that's all. A wrong thinking, a wrong idea, you find in that wrong idea. How you cannot see the process of mistake? Can you trace a process of mistake? Can you rehearse it and practice it and then create a mistake? Nobody. If you are conscious, you can't make a mistake. If you consciously do, you can't make a mistake. Mistake is something you are in it when you are not aware of, when you are not conscious of. When you are conscious, mistake doesn't happen. In the mistake, there is no consciousness. Therefore, Shankaracharya told, our Swamiji has been telling, Adhyasa is anadi, beginningless, instinctive, nobody, choiceless, nobody has chosen, nobody has committed, nobody makes it. Even worldly experiences of mistake, worldly instances of mistake, mistaking rope for snake, you have not consciously done it. You just, in a split second, you find that you happen to see the snake, that's all. You happen to perceive the snake, you have not consciously made it. Nobody can consciously mistake. Isn't it? That's why we say, Adhyasa is not a making. Adhyasa is not a matter of choice. Nor removing Adhyasa is also not a choice. You only keep paying attention to the right angle. Take a right standpoint. Pay attention. You can only shift your standpoint from the wrong standpoint to the right standpoint. That's what Vedantic teaching is. You are always in that pramatru drishti, sense organs, mind. Shift your vision to deep sleep. As you are in deep sleep, you are no more a waking person. You are no more a dreaming person. The dreaming individuality is removed. The waking individuality is dropped. Dropped means it doesn't exist. Dropping is not an action again. Waking individuality is not there, that's all. Nobody does it consciously. You find that in your deep sleep standpoint, there is no waking. There is no wakerhood. You are free. Therefore, shifting your vision. Shastra points out in another standpoint. You keep paying. More you pay attention, more you come to the Sushupti side. You are less of your waking individuality. You are more of your Sushupti Swarupam. More and more you pay attention to Sushupti as you are in Sushupti, as you are in deep sleep. More and more you pay attention. You come to discover. More and more discover that I am Sushupti, I am Sushupti, I am that. I am not a waking individual. I am not a waking individual. Okay, gradually the thought of waking individuality is understood as a wrong, and the reality is you are already deep sleep. That's all is Vedanta. This is what is Brahma Jnanam is. This is what Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, everything means. You discover this, you are already free. Okay, if you discover this, you are free. You find that you are already free. You don't become free, not. You don't become free. You discover that you are already free. You are never a jiva, you are already Brahmatvam, you are free from death and birth and free from sorrow, free from frustration, free from all activity, free from all relational world of subject-object relations. You are free from all relations of subject and object. You are free from relationship that is a non-relational, one non-dual thing. That non-relational is Advaita. Okay? This is what it is. Vedanta is simple. If you have a right teaching and if you have a right mind, you are sincerely interested, Vedanta is the easiest thing on the earth. A right teaching and a right frame of mind, which is listening. To be able to listen, you require a right frame of mind. Be open-minded, not prejudiced, neither too much attached, not too hating, anything. Just be a natural, spontaneous, open person. Be simple, humble, accept the life events, life situations as they are, neither taking sides of one or going against others, neither good nor bad, neither ours nor others. Neither ours nor others. Everybody is ours, or say everybody, none is mine, or everybody is ours. Just to see the people and things as they are. A natural mind, open mind, it loves to see the fact as it is. This frame of mind you need, and the right teaching is what you need. Therefore, it is an understanding, not a matter of karma. Therefore, Shankaracharya says, moksha comes only by jnanam, not by karma. This people misunderstood. Sannyasa, by sannyasa he means the insistence on being a karta and doing karma. That I must do. See, as a karta, as a doer, you feel yourself that I have a duty. I am obliged. The sense of being obliged is called karma. Sannyasa means when you don't feel an obligation. I am obliged to society. I am obliged to family. I am obliged to do something. When you feel that you have to do something, you have to act in a particular way under obligation. That sense of obligation is karma. Sannyasa means you don't feel obliged. You don't feel the pressure of obligation. You are just relaxed. You don't feel that pressure, oh, I am supposed to do, oh, I am supposed to do, otherwise I have done a mistake, oh, I should have done it, it's my mistake. That means you feel an obliged, and if you fail to do, you feel guilty that I have failed in my obligation. I have omitted. So this sense of obligation that I am supposed to do, I am bound to do, I am related to do, this sense of obligation is karma. Sannyasa means, because the sense of obligation reinforces your kartrutvam, your doership of karma, your agent of action, agency of action. Your kartrutvam gets reinforced by your sense of obligation. Okay? Therefore, you discovering that sense of obligation is not required, it is unnecessary, that is called is sannyasa. You discover a frame of mind which is free from the sense of obligation. It doesn't feel the pressure of having to do. I am under the pressure of having to do. Pressure can be two ways, either outer pressure and inner pressure. Inner pressure means the inner pressure, your mind itself brings pressure, because when you feel that you are related, when you feel that you want something, you want to achieve something, if you have a desire that pressurizes you, that puts you under obligation, you want it, then your mind, the desire that I want something puts you under obligation that I must work for it. I want it puts me under pressure to work for it. Sannyasa means becoming free from that pressure of obligation, pressure of desire. Okay? Being free from the pressure of desire and pressure of obligation is called sannyasa. Shankara's sannyasa, people were just wearing clothes and then you become sannyasi, then they behave like again jiva and kartrutvam. This is not sannyasa. Shankara's sannyasa, people have not properly, most of the people have not understood. Shankara's telling that karma doesn't give moksha. You see, all great people like Radhakrishnan and Dasgupta, they say, oh, Shankara advocated sannyasa, but he has been doing karma. He has not understood what is sannyasa. They say Shankara is a sannyasi, Shankara advocated sannyasa, taught sannyasa to all the people for moksha. At the same time, he has been wandering around India and teaching people. He has been a very active person. Ayya Rama. If you don't study Vedanta under Guru, proper Guru, this is a misunderstanding you have like Radhakrishnan had. See, people just miss it because you need a right teaching to be able to understand. The pressure of obligation comes in the wake of a desire. Okay, you discover a freedom from desire. You see that all worldly pleasures and otherworldly happiness, worldly and otherworldly things, all of them are limited, small. You want to come out to another level. Then gradually the inner pressure goes away, weans away. That is sannyasa. When you feel that inner pressure is not, that it is not taking kashaya cloth, sannyasa, you become free from the inner pressure. That inner mind pressurizes you, see, the inner samskaras pressurize you. That's why you have to evolve into sannyasa. That you have to evolve into sannyasa. You have to purify yourself into sannyasa. Sannyasa is a purification state. What is a purification? That inner pressure of desire should go away. You should have enjoy that inner freedom from the inner pressure. It puts you under obligation. You must do. You are supposed to do. You can't escape. If supposing you miss to do, you feel guilty. Oh, I should have done that. I have not done it. Oh, sorry, I should have done that. I have not done it. So this, what makes you feel guilty is your pressure. The duty boundness. Okay. Therefore, karma doesn't liberate you because karma is this obligation. Under obligation, you do something and doing something produces some result, then you remain within the cause and effect. You are not entering into the relationship, you are not entering into that circle of cause and effect. You are already part of cause and effect. It is instinctive, it is natural. You can only discover by knowledge that in another level where you are free from this relation of cause and effect. Okay. So therefore, jnana devatu kaivalyam, only jnana can liberate you. So as a part of it, he says, Adhyasa. Adhyasa is pointing out. You discover. Adhyasa, we are not trying to prove logically. Shastra or Bhashyakara is pointing out how Adhyasa is operating. Because without Adhyasa, you would not be this person speaking. You would not be this person who is listening to me if there were no Adhyasa. You would not be an individual. You would not be Karta. You would not be Bhokta. You would not be Jnata if there were no Adhyasa. See, because in deep sleep you are free from Adhyasa and you are free from individuality. Pramatrutvam antarena pramana pravrittirasti. Without pramatrutvam, there would not be pramata. Pramatrutvam, there would not be pramana. And the pramana requires your sense organs. Your sense organs require body. That means your identification with the body. When you are under identification with the body, you have a perception of the world. The world perception is there only through sense organs. You can use sense organ only when you identify with the body. Identification with the body is possible only when the identification with the mind. And identification with the mind is instinctive, natural. You find it only when you take up the body, mind, sense organs upon yourself. And this you have not taken consciously, you find yourself in it. That's all it means. Therefore, Adhyasa is so instinctive, and it is there in every people, every person. Okay, the next portion we will discuss tomorrow. I mean the next class. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Turiya, Brahma, all are same. Turiya, Brahma, Atma is same. Sushupti is an empirical name for your Brahmatva. Sushupti is an empirical name for your real nature, that is Brahma. Therefore, it is no different. Sushupti is a worldly name, conventional name. Brahma is a Vedantic name. It means the same. Now, the Sushupti, Turiya is only way of looking. Sushupti, Turiya are not two. One experience looked from two angles. When you are ununderstood, it is Sushupti. Understood, it is Sushupti. It is Turiya, that's all. Experience is not different. You only ununderstood. You are Sushupti without understanding, it is Sushupti. When you are in Sushupti with understanding, it is Turiya. That's all. Not much, not different.